You have a big program that can be broken down right into smaller programs, and those we call functions. Functions, subprogram, subroutine. So functions are also nothing but a set of instructions, right? So functions are what we call set of instructions. And in instructions, what we have what we call the operators. So that can do different operators can do different operations, right? And these operators, they operate on what we call the variables, or we can have constants, right? Variables or constants. So this is how we can break down, right, the programs, the different components. The smallest unit here is the variables constant, like the brick, right, of the smallest unit of a building, right? My questions keep coming, so it's keep bothering me. What is that? Lilac. What happened? Just disable it. So in a program, you can have a number of functions, right? Function, we can just call them, let's say, function 1, function 2, function 3. And inside these functions, you can have, again, more functions, right? Called function 4, function 5, right? So it can go on, right? There is no limit. So there will be main function, and then you can have a number of other functions, right, that you can call from the main function, right, to carry out some specific tasks, right? And every program, C program, will have at least one function, right? Do you know what this function is called?
So
Every program.
function.
Sorry?
So main function.
Right. It's called the main, right? So the name is main, and followed by this bracket, right? So any function, right, will have this structure, it will have a name. It is followed by this bracket. There are more to it. We will discuss later. But for the time being, just this is the shortest form of a function. There are more details to it. So any program will have at least one function, and that is called the main function. And all other functions can be called from inside this main function. So this is the base or the starting point of the C program. So now we'll not discuss about the function details, that is the little advanced level. So we'll start with the variables, right? The constant, the smallest unit here, what we call the variables. Okay. So variables, constants, they represent the data, right? That needs to be manipulated, right? So programs are nothing but manipulation of the different sets of data. Right? And how do we represent these variables? Right? That is important. So before you can use any variable, the first thing that you have to do, you have to declare the variable. So that is the first instruction we put when we write the program at the very beginning, right? We declare the variables, right? So variable declaration is very important, right, in the programming. Variable declaration. So that's the first thing you have to do, right? So what do we do in the variable declaration? We define the type and size of the variable, right? What is the type, right? And what is the size of the variable, right? Now there can be different types. We can have, what are the types we can have? We can have integer type, right? In short, we just write int, right? Or the whole number. We can have what we call the float, right? A floating point or decimal numbers, right? There are two more types we can have variables that are signed, and the other type we have here is unsigned. Signed variables can have both positive and negative values. Unsigned will have only positive values. Now the size, right? We can also have different size for the variables, and that also we have to define in the variable declaration. We can have a variable of 1 bit, right? Size 1 bit. So if the size is just 1 bit, then it can be either 0 or 1, right? Let's say we declare a variable of size 1, then we declare it like this, bit x. Right? So x is a variable, and by saying bit before that, it means that x is a variable of size 1 bit, right? So it can have only two values. It can be either 0 or it can be 1. So only these two values x can have, right? 0 and 1. Then we can have variable of 8-bit size. So there's kind of 1 byte. And we can have variable of 16-bit size. We can have variable of 32-bit, right? Then we can have 64-bit, right? And so on. But in microcontroller that will be using, this microcontroller, we can have the maximum size is 32-bit. So the maximum size of the variable can be 32-bit for our microcontroller. Now, how do we define the size? So bit, right? I mean, uh, gives the size of 1 bit. The other for other sizes, if you use this char or card, right? If we say card x, right? Then that means that x is a variable and that will have size of 8 bit, right? In its memory location, 8 bits will be used to store the value of this variable x, right? If you mention this type card, right? And so this also the variable will be type integer, right? It is not a floating point, it is integer and 8-bit long, right? Now, instead of char, if you say int, int x, right? Then the variable size will be 16-bit long, right? And of course, it is integer, but size will be 16-bit, right? So you see the subtle difference here. So both char and int, basically they are integer type, data will be integer type, but for card size it will be 8-bit, int it will be 16-bit. Then if you need the size to be 32-bit, right? So you can use this long int, right? Long int x, right? So if you write like this, then also this is integer type, but this in this case size will be 32, so double the size. Is that clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. And the float here, the float is also, it takes 32 bits, right? It's also 32-bit long, but it's for floating point, decimal point, or if the number is very large, right? Okay. So now a little bit, we take a closer look at this type card, the different types of data in this car type, right? Car X. So when you say car X, right? So when you say car X means it is 8-bit long. So let's say we have something like this, right? So car X means this is 8-bit long. So our initial value all zeros, right? And then we can have all ones, right? So when all are zeros, so obviously this is, the value is 0. When all are ones, what is the value?
So 1.
All are ones, just 1.
I mean, sir, 8 ones.
8 ones means how much in decimal?
Minus 255.
Hmm?
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right?
2 to the power 8.
Or 2 to the power 9 minus 1. 2 to the power 9 minus 1.
Okay, let's take a look at this simple example. Let's say we have this 2-bit
So 255.
number. 2-bit number, let's say both are 1, 1. So what is the value here?
So decimal value.
decimal value.
Sorry, 3.
So 3.
Decimal value is 3. And if I want to represent in terms of the number of bits, how we can represent?
So in 8-bit, if we represent in 8-bit, there will be
It's 2-bit, no? 2-bit.
just one, sir.
What?
Just one.
No, 1, but
Represent in terms of octal.
in
Hello?
terms of the number of bits, how do we represent?
Oh, okay. 1. Oh,
Number of bits, how many bits are there?
The 2 bits.
Okay, 2 bits.
You see, we can write this 2 to the power 2, right? 2 to the
Also
power
as a
2
base.
minus 1. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if I extend this one, now it is, now if I extend by one more number, make it 3. So what will be the decimal value?
That be
7.
Decimal value will be 7.
7.
And how we can represent this? 2 to
To
the
the power
power
3 minus 1.
2 to the power 3 minus 1, right? So if it is 4, then it will be 2 to the power 4 minus 1, right? So in general, we can write that as 2 to the power n minus 1, where n is the number of bits, right? So in this case here, we have 8-bit, right? This binary number. So it will, the maximum number will be 2 to the power 8 minus 1, right? And that will be 255. 255. So here starting from 0, and you can go up to maximum 255. So what's the maximum value we can have for the variable x?
255.
255, right? So when you are writing the program, you have to verify what's the maximum value that your variable will have. If the maximum value is within 255, you can declare this as char. Otherwise, if it exceeds the 255, right, then you can declare, use either int or long int, depending on the size of your variable. Now, there is a small catch here. So that is whether this is signed or unsigned. Right? So these two, again, will make some difference right here in the maximum value that the variable can have. Now, when we just say char x, right, we didn't say anything about signed or unsigned. So how this variable will be treated, right? Will it be treated as signed or unsigned?
So unsigned.
by default signed.
Right. If you don't mention whether it is signed or unsigned, this will be treated by the program as signed variable, not unsigned. Right? So that is one small thing that you have to remember. It will treat it as signed variable. Right? So when it is taken as a signed variable, so what program does? So it reserves the first bit, right? It reserves this bit 7, right, as a sign to indicate the sign of this variable. So if that bit is 0, so then it will be taken as positive number. And if that bit is 1, it will be taken as negative number, right, for sign variable. Now this bit is reserved, right, to indicate the sign. So you are left with only 7 bits, right? You're left with only 7 bits. And with 7 bits, what's the maximum number you can have?
128, sir.
128, are you sure?
So 127.
Right, 127. So with sign, both are 0. Here also you have 0. Signed card, positive number, from 0 to maximum you can have 127. That's 2 to the power 7 minus 1. Right? Just for a positive number. The negative number,
So minus 2 to the power 7.
for negative it has to be 1, right?
Yes, sir. I was saying yes, sir.
1. And then you can have all 0. Right? Okay, make a pause until the adhan finishes. Start. Okay, guys, so now for negative numbers, this should be 1, which is starting with 1 less than 0. And what is the number equivalent decimal value for this one?
So minus 2 to the power 8.
Minus,
It was 7.
Minus 128. In other words, minus 1 to the power 10.
it's actually minus 128.
Yes.
This is minus 128. That's you take 2's complement. Fine. And then other number is extreme this, with this one 1 and all are 1s. And this one is how much?
This one is 255,
No,
or is it minus 255?
this is negative number, no? This is minus 1. This one.
What?
Sir, here we have to do 1's complement to make it -1.
You take 2's complement. Take 2's complement, you'll get 1. So this is -1. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sir, I have a question, sir, pertaining to the thing that you said. With the right 3 in terms of its bits, সেটা মানে কি মানে ওইভাবে সবসময় representation করতে হবে. But suppose instead of 3, we're told to write 4 in terms of its bits, or for example, 67 in terms of its bits. What answer?
Can you repeat your question?
Sir, you said write 3 in terms of its bits, right? Then
Right.
you write 3 in terms of its bits, right? Which representation was that named? 2 to the power 2 minus 1.
Okay.
So if we're told to write a number like, suppose say 45, in that same way, how are we going to represent it?
So decimal value, how we are going to represent in binary?
No, as in 3 is equal to 2 square minus 1, right? But 45, how are we going to write a number like 45 in terms of?
And this is not with 3, right? This is this 2 for 2 bits here, right?
Okay.
For these 2 bits, the number of bits, and this 3 here, right? For these 3 bits, right? 2 to 3. So if you have a 8-bit number like we have for the microcontroller, right? 8 bits, right? In one variable. So it will be 2 to the power 8 minus 1. This n, right? We have represented here by n. N is the number of bits.
Okay.
Number of bits.
So what type of representation is this? 2 to the power n minus 1. What is it called?
The name of this formula?
No, the name of this format, yes, the format in which the number is represented. As in 7 is represented as 2 to the power 3 minus 1, right?
So this is how you calculate the maximum number. I don't know, there might be some special name where you can look up in the books, right? But this is how you calculate the maximum value that the binary, that number can have by maximum decimal value. Right? For any n-digit binary number, the maximum decimal value that it can have, right? So if it is okay, we have discussed for 8-bit. So if it is like integer is a second 16-bit binary number. So in that case, the maximum decimal value it can have is 2 to the power 16 minus 1, right? And that is probably 65,535. So might be wrong, but around this value. So if that's how we calculate the maximum decimal value the binary number can have. But I don't know any the name, right? I mean that it might have. You can look up in the books or any reference materials. Okay, but that's a good question. Appreciate it. Guys, any question? So for if it is an integer type, then it is a 16-bit long, and if it is just it is a signed number, then again the maximum value that it can store can only be half of this. So it will be from 0 to half is 32,000. I think 767, something like this. Right? So that's for positive value. For negative value, it can go from -1, right, to minus 32,700, this case 68. So this is how it will be. And if it is 32-bit long, right, long int, so it will be a very big number, right, 2 to the 1,000. So that will be in billions, right? So for very large numbers or decimal number, we use this float, right? It's a float x, right? So it can be e to the power 38, something is here, I don't remember the, to minus e to the power minus 38. No, not minus. E to the 38 to, so that is for, if it is unsigned for signed behalf of the.
So is this E exponential or
Exponential, yeah, exponential. So you can have a very large number, yeah. So it's 32-bit long. And so if you want your variable, let's say you are declaring a type car, and if you want your variable to have the maximum value of 255, then of course you have to mention before that as unsigned. Right? So unsigned car X, right? Otherwise, maximum value will be limited to only 127. Right? So you have to mention it is unsigned, right? So that it will have then maximum value of 255, right? That will be your maximum. Same applies for other, in the sizes int, long int, right? Is that clear, guys? Any question?
স্যার একটা কোশ্চেন স্যার, সেটা হচ্ছে
Yes.
যে আমরা শুধুমাত্র 32 বিট যেহেতু মানে বেশি বড় হয়ে যাচ্ছে, তাই আমরা ফ্লোট ইউজ করতেছি। 16 বিটের ক্ষেত্রে ইন্ট ইউজ করলে সমস্যা হয় না? ব্যাপারটা কি এমন কিছু? মানে আমরা যখন 16 থেকে 32 বিটে শিফট করতেছি তখনই আমরা ফ্লোট ইউজ করব। ব্যাপারটা কি এমন
No.
কিছু?
There's a float for floating points. If you have decimal number.
জি স্যার, আমি ওটাই ভাবতেছিলাম, বাট আপনি যেহেতু বললেন
But
যে
32, but if it
বেশি
is
বড় হয়ে গেল।
but if it is an integer, right, and within this range 32-bit, you can use a long integer, right? Long integer can have up to, right, 10 to the power 9 or 10, something like that, right? So with long int also you can have very large values, but if your values are even larger than this, right? So then this long int also fail, right? In that case, you can use float.
ওকে স্যার।
So one small example with this variable type, how it affects your program. Let's say we have 3 variables: car, x, y, z, right? And we define x, let's say 100, y is, let's say, 64, and z we say x plus y. Right? So we have declared this as car. So what's the maximum value it can have?
স্যার 8 বিট যেহেতু, তাহলে 127।
Right. So maximum value has to be less than or equal to 127, right?
জি স্যার।
Or we say maximum value equal to 127 anyway. So now if we do this addition, what we will have 164. 100 plus 64, 164. Now this exceeds 127, right? Because this will consider this as a sign, right? This will consider. And if you take it, the binary representation, right? What will be the value? In binary, this is in decimal, right? So you definitely have here 1, right? 128 and 36. So probably 1010 and 010, something like that, binary.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
I had a question pertaining to just a few moments, one slide back, just one slide back. Just to শেষের দিকে একটা question ছিল স্যার।
Yes. What is the question?
The question is pertaining to 111 যে ওই নিচে ওখানে -1 দিয়েছেন না স্যার, তাহলে ওই উপরেরটা কি হবে?
Which part?
ওই যে 127 এখানে লিখলেন না, signed car x 011
Okay, 127.
এটার উপরে কি হবে তাহলে?
এটার উপরে
হ্যাঁ, 1 নাকি -128 আবার?
এটার উপরে তো কিছু নাই। It will vary from -128 to 127. This is the minimum value, this is the maximum value. So
Will it
within
go
range,
in
this
cycle?
range.
Will it go cyclic? মানে
Cyclic, there is no cycle here.
oh, okay.
So it depends on what are the different, values you have in the different bits, right? 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. If all are 0, then it's 0, right? If all are 1, right? With this one, 0 means it's a positive number. And with all ones, the maximum value is 127. If this one is 1, then it's a negative number, right? It's a negative number, and with all 0, it will be -128. With all ones, it will be -1. So this x will have values, can have values that can vary from minimum -128 to maximum 127. Is that clear? এবং 127 এর উপরে আর কিছু নাই। That's the maximum value you can have. ঠিক আছে? Okay, so the 164, this is in decimal, right? This is in decimal. And if you express in binary, you can express like this. Now, this is, we have just mentioned card. So program will consider this as a signed number, right? It will consider this as a signed number. So as soon as you get minus here, so it will consider this as a negative number, right? So it is a negative number, right?
স্যার আরেকটা কোশ্চেন।
Yes.
স্যার এই যে ডেসিমাল বড় বড় ডেসিমাল গুলো থেকে আপনি মানে অনেক ফাস্ট বাইনারিতে কনভার্ট করতেছেন, স্যার কোনো শর্টকাট নিয়ম আছে কি স্যার? মানে আমি করতে গেলে তো একটু হাতে করা লাগবে আর কি, কোনো কি মানে শর্টকাট নিয়ম করে?
Shortcut, I don't know that.
স্যার আপনি তো তাড়াতাড়ি দেখেই বসায় ফেলতেছেন, ওটা জিজ্ঞেস করতেছি আর কি।
No, it's a little bit practice, I know. But I have already discussed in the previous class. So 128, right? So what is 128? So you have this 8-bit number, right? So in this 8-bit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So as I showed in your last slide, if all are ones, then what do you get? This is 127, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you add 1, that is 128, and 120 is just 1 here, and all are zeros, right? So I put 1 first here for 128. Okay.
জি স্যার
And next, how much is left? Left, we have 36, I guess, right? If you take the difference here, there's 36 is left. Now, so 36 you have to put here, 36. So now this first four, if all are 1, then what is this? This is equal to?
স্যার 8
No. You can easily calculate, no? 2 to the power 4 minus 1, 15, right?
ইয়েস স্যার
This is 15. And if you add 1 to this, then this becomes 1 and these all are 0, right? So that is 16, right? So when this becomes full, right, and you add 1, so you get 1 here and that is 16, right? And in 36, what you have 16 times 2. There are two 16s, right? And plus
sir,
4,
yes, sir.
right? That is how you break it up, right? 32 plus 4. So 32 means that you have to, it has to overflow 2 times. So then you have to have 2 here, right? In the second nibble, you have to have 2. So 2 means 1, 0, right? 1, 0 and all are 0. So that is equal to actually 32. Is this part clear?
ইয়েস স্যার এখন একটু স্যার মানে
Right. So
বুঝতেছি
I
আর কি
put first
কিভাবে
1
আসতেছে।
here. I put 1 here for 128. So then I have to put 2. So I put 0 and then 1, 0. So that is 2. And then I am left with 4, right? So 4 is 1, 0, 0.
ইয়েস স্যার বুঝতে পারছি স্যার ওই যে 2 টু দি পাওয়ার n মাইনাস 1 এর নিয়মটা দিয়ে অনেক কিছু করা যাচ্ছে আর কি
No, no, there's
স্যার ওই যে
I don't-
সবগুলো 1 হলে আমি তো জানি সূত্রটা কি মানে ওই যে-
Shabula
ওই
1
জিনিসটা
is easy, yeah. There's
জি স্যার
it's a
ওই
reverse
জিনিসটা
process.
ধরে হচ্ছে আপনি আবার 1 দিয়ে সব 0 দিয়ে ওই জিনিসটা দিয়ে করলে অনেক তাড়াতাড়ি হয়ে যায় জি স্যার বুঝতে পারছি
Just the reverse process, I think, yeah. But you have to break it down. Yeah.
জি স্যার একটু প্র্যাকটিস করলে হয়তো হয়ে যাবে
তো এখানে কি হলো আমাদের আচ্ছা so we end up with a negative number because the z is considered to be a signed number, so since we get 1 here, so program, if we had 0 here, no problem, but we have 1 here, so program will consider this a negative number and it will give a completely different result, not 164 and the correct, it will give something different number. So if you are doing such a calculation where your number can exceed the maximum value, so make sure that you put here unsigned, right? Then you will get the correct result, right? Because in that case, it will be considered as a positive number. So is that clear, guys? Any question?
Hello?
Yes.
Sir, I have a question pertaining to the previous thing, the 36.
So it's very, the sound is not clear. It's very noisy. Can you repeat slowly?
Sir, I have a query pertaining to the number 36.
Get to the number. What number?
36.
36.
Yes.
Okay. What is the query?
Wait, can you explain how you got it? Because I couldn't hear.
36. 36 is the, you see that 164, right? I wanted to represent in binary form, right? So first I wrote here 1. So 100 is 128, right? So when you put 1 here, right? So and all are 0, right? All are 0. So that is 128. Right? That is 128. So the total number is 164. So now we take the difference between these two, and that is 36. So I have already put 128. Now I have to put or add 36, right, to this 128, right? And then it will be 164. So now that is how then I break up the 36 into this, right? And then I put the 32, right? That is 10 and all 0. That's 32, then 4. Is that clear now?
Conversions. Okay. Acha. It's clear, sir. Yes.
ঠিক আছে?
I thought you were saying something about modular and stuff.
Okay. আচ্ছা আমরা ভ্যারিয়েবল নিয়ে ডিসকাস করলাম আরেকটা পার্ট রিমেইনিং দ্যাটস দি কনস্ট্যান্ট and if you are using a parameter that has a constant value, so then we write like this: const constant, right? Let's take c is a constant. So then we can assign a value. Let's say value is 5, right? So its value will not change in the program. So it will, whenever we write c, it will take its value as 5, right? Constant. The constant, this is a numerical constant. We can also have a character constant. If you have a character constant, then it should be enclosed this, the quotation marks, right? So this is a character constant. We can have a string of characters like ABC, right? A string of. So this is how we can declare the constants in the program. Okay. So we discussed about the variables, how to declare and define the variables in the program. So next step, once you have defined your variables, so next step is the operators. So that you need to operate on the variables, right? Operators. So there are different kinds of operators that are used, right, in the microcontroller and also in general any computing language, right? So the most well known is among these operators are the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators, here we can have addition, that is going to have plus sign, subtraction, the minus sign, division, the slash, the multiplication, the star, and the modulo, right? The percentage sign. So most of this you are already familiar with. So here I will discuss about this modulo sign. Let's say we have these two variables, x is 10 and y is, let's say, 3, and we write z is x by y. And what will be the result here?
It would be 3. It would be 3, leaving the decimal portion.
Right. So it will be an integer value. X by y will be 3. If we write x modulo y,
That would be 1. That would be the
Right.
remainder portion.
right, it will take the remainder of this operation of this, right, this mathematical process. So and the remainder will be stored in this variable z. So that will be 1. So that is the function of this remainder. Then we have the other operators. The other most important one for microcontroller is the bitwise, right? Or in digital electronics, right? Bitwise operation. I call it bitwise operators. So here we can have AND operation, we can have OR, Then this sign indicates exclusive OR. Then we can have ones complement and what? Oh, we can have the right shift and the left shift. So these are what is known as the bitwise operators. So bit by bit, it operates on bit by bit. So let's say we have these two variables, x is 5, y is 2. So what will be x and y? If we write this, what will be the result of x and y?
The result of x and y would be true. Oh, sorry. The result of that would be a number.
What will be that number?
We'd have to first convert it into binary and then do the AND operation.
Yeah, we know that. X is 5 is 101, y 2
It'll be 0, sorry.
0 1 0, right? And do the AND operation, so we get 0 0, right? So result is 0, right? If you do OR operation,
It'll all be 1. In other words,
1 1.
7.
So if you take x or y, what will be the result?
7.
7. So other important application is the shift, right? Shift operation, left shift or right shift. Right? So let's say we have this number here. We represent it binary form. So we have, let's say 1 0 1 0, then 1 0 1 1, something like this, right? Now, if you do this shift operation, left shift operation, what will be the result?
One will be cancelled out. MSB যে ওয়ানটা স্যার ওটা মনে হয় বাদ পড়ে যাবে।
Right. So left shift means it will move, right? Move out. The rightmost bit, leftmost bit, it will move out, right? And all the bits will be shifted left. And this one will have an empty space, and that empty space will be filled up by a 0, right? So the result here will be
So 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 0.
right. So starting with 0 1, then 0 1, so 4, and then you have 0 1 1 0. So that will be your result.
So then if we convert that number back to decimal, what comes out?
Decimal.
Yeah, yes, that number converted back to decimal.
Yeah, you can calculate now. So here, how much you have? 5. So you can easily calculate 5 times 16, and plus here you have how much? 6, right?
86.
86.
Okay. And the previous number was? Wait, 164. Wait, no.
32 and 8
Sir, we can calculate it later.
43. Yes, you can calculate if you want. Right? If you write x2 here, what does it mean?
Sir, it will be shifting 1 and 0. We'll be omitting 1 and 0.
it will shift twice, no? If it is 2 indicates, that will be shifted 2 times, right? We have already done 1 time, right? And then 1 more time if you shift to the left shifting, so this 1 will move out, right? We have 1 0 1 0, again 1 1 0 0.
Uh, sir, but then I have a question, sir.
Yes.
It has X bitwise shift N, which we bitwise this left or right? Left operator. Bitwise left operator to then X bitwise left N যদি হয়. And N, if N is very large, it will become 0. Hmm.
Yeah. If you shift it 8 times, right? So all will be 0, right?
Okay. So what is the minimum number of shifts until it's 0? That can end up being a question, right?
The number of bits, if you have 8 bits, so if you do shifting 8 times, it will be all 0.
Okay, but what happens if we shift it on the right? It's the same operation only in reverse, right?
Right.
So on the other right-wise end, the number, any number that is non-zero, in other words, 1 would be left off, right?
So this is shifting operation that is usually done, when you see these different kinds of lightning, So LEDs are, the turning on and off one by one, or they are rotating in certain pattern, right? So those are usually done using this shifting operation. So this is bitwise operators, and then we have other operators that is called logical operators. So logical operators, it can be either, you can have only 2 outputs, that is called true or false, right? Logical operators. And there are 2 logical operators. One we call the logical AND, the other is the logical OR, right? This is different from what we have here. This is the AND operation, and this is OR operation. This is logical AND, logical OR, right? And they have only these 2 outputs, either true or false. So, for example, we have defined the x and y here, the 2 variables, and if we do this logical AND operation, x and y, so what will be the output here, right? This was the AND operation, right? But this is logical AND. Logical means if both are true, then output will be true, right? If you do the simple AND operation here, it is output is 0, right? But logical AND, if both are true, right? And both are true if both are positive numbers, right? Then both are true, then it is true, and output will be true. Also for logical OR means if either one is true, right? If in this case both are true, so it's also true. Also true. But if you write like this, x logical OR, logical AND with x and y, right? If you write like this, right? So what will be the output in this case?
So false.
Right. In this case, output will be false because the right hand here, this is false. X and y, output is 0. So this is false. So this output here will be false. So that is logical operators. So logical operators, usually we can also, use to check 2 different conditions. like instead of just x and y, if we use the condition like this, if x is what, 5. So if x is greater than 2, right, this one condition, and y is greater than 2, right, this another condition. So this will be true if both are true, right? And what will be the output in this case?
So true.
True.
X আর y এর decimal তো 2 এর
No,
থেকে
it's false. It's false because y equal to 2 হলে এটা true হতো।
Y is 2, right? But
Y
here
is
says
equal
it is greater
to
than
2, which is false.
Right. Y is not greater than 2. It is equal to 2. Right? So the
But-
output will be false.
Sir,
But
there's a
if you
but.
write x greater than 2, and if you're doing logical OR operation, and y greater than 2, right? So
তাহলে
in
কি
this
হবে
case, this
যে
is
কোনো
false, but this is true. So that will be output to be true.
There's another way to make it true, sir.
No, our objective is not to make it true. Objective is just to, show the different situation and what is the how it works, right? Okay, so those are logical operators, and we have another set of important, very important operators. Those are called relational operators that check the relationships between the two variables. So what are the relational operators? We can have greater than or equal to, or we can have less than, and have less than or equal to. Then we can have this equal to, we can have not equal to. So these are the different relational operators that checks the relationships, right? So if like we can write if x greater than y, right? So is this true? Okay, or we can write if x is less than y, right? Or if x is equal to y, right? Or if x is not equal to y, right? Or if x is greater or equal to y. See which one is true and which one is false.
Well, first of all, this one is true.
স্যার 5 আর 2 হলে
That's false.
Right. So we are considering x is 5 and y is 2.
Yeah,
So first one is
first one is true.
তাহলে দুটো হয়ে যায় স্যার
Fourth one is true. Fourth one is
Not equal
true.
y
second
এটা
one. Second
And
one.
remaining are false.
Second one false. This one false.
False.
This one
True.
true. This one
শেষেরটাও
And this one is this one is
true. This one true.
this
So
one is
true
true
হবে
because it says
greater than
either
to
greater than or equals to. So there's an or logical or operation implicitly being done, right?
This is true. Greater or equal. I mean, either one.
I have a question about the relation operator for the last one, sir.
Yes.
এখানে কি implicitly একটা logical operator আমরা consider করছি মানে logical or operation?
Right.
Okay.
Greater or equal. Greater or equal.
Is there any greater and
So that's how we write in our, normal, mathematics, right? X is greater or something like this. No? So this is in our programming, we write it like this, same thing. So it shows the minimum value of X that it can have, right? Minimum value in this case, probably value of Y, right? Okay. So that is about our relational operators, and then another set of operators that we have is increment and decrement operators. Right? So there can be two types. We can write like this: x plus plus. There's increment the value of x by 1. There's increment operator. Or we can write x minus minus. There's decrement the value of x by 1. Yeah, another way to write this is plus plus x or minus minus x. Right? It's the same thing, but slightly different operation. So this one is called post increment, increment or decrement, right? And this is called the pre-increment and decrement. So let's say we have these two variables x and y. Now let's see if I write it like this: z is equal to y plus x plus plus. Right? Or if I write y plus plus x. Right? So we can write in two different ways, and they will have two different outputs. So what will be the output in the first case?
So 8.
In the first case, this is called post increment, right? So it will
7.
increase the value of x, but after doing the addition, right? It will do the addition first, right? Then it will increment. So actually, it will be 7, y plus 2, right? The present value is x is 5. So x value is 5, so it will just have 5 and do the addition, and then it will increase the value of x. So after addition, x will become 6. They get the post increment. In the second case, it is, sorry?
So একটু আবার যদি বলতেন কিভাবে 6 হচ্ছে
This is post increment, no? Post increment. It will do the addition first. First, it will do the addition, then it will increase the value of x. In the second case, it will increase the value of x first, and then do the addition. It will pre-increment, right? It will increase the value before doing this, right? Addition, before executing this instruction is pre-increment. So it will increase the value of x. So x will be 6 first, and then it will do the addition. So it will be 6 plus 2, it will be 8. And x is also increased. X will be 6. Right? So there will be slightly two different outputs. They were post increment and pre-increment. Right? So this one will do the increment after, right, doing the execution of this instruction, and this will increase the value, right, before executing the instruction. Is that clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any question? Okay, I think that will be all for today. So we have discussed the different
Sir,
variables, how to declare the variables and the operators. And next class we'll discuss about the control statements.
Sir,
স্যার একটা কোয়েশ্চেন ছিল স্যার রিলেশনাল অপারেটর স্যার লাস্ট অপারেটর স্যার এটা কি বলে
Hmm?
মানে স্যার
Sorry?
রিলেশনাল অপারেটর স্যার যে লাস্ট যে মানে মানে ইকুয়াল টু পর যেটা আছে স্যার এটা কি বলে স্যার
বুঝলাম না।
Not equals to.
মানে স্যার এক্সক্লেমেটরি মার্কে পরে যেটা
equivalence
কি বলে
operator. Equivalence operator. It's called the equivalence operator, and it's named that. Equal to na.
Oh, this one.
স্যার আফটার ইকুয়াল টু
It's not equal, not equal.
This one.
Oh, not equal. Oh, okay.
Oh,
ইয়েস স্যার
yeah, not.
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার
This is not equal to.
Sir, I have another
Yes.
question. It's pertaining to that post increment and pre increment. We page it to Jaja, sir.
Sorry?
I have a question pertaining to post increment and pre increment.
Yes, go
Y plus. I'll write it in the chat.
Y plus X.
Yes. তো
Yes.
এখানে আমরা ক্লিয়ারলি বুঝতে পারছি যে এই প্লাস প্লাস এক্সটা হচ্ছে প্রি ইনক্রিমেন্ট, রাইট?
Yes.
বাট
Yes.
how do we
2
know
plus
if it's y plus x, or is it y plus x? Won't there usually be a bracket for these kinds of things?
Oh, this one.
Yes, because when I run it in the compiler, it's still 7.
Still 7?
Unless and until I give the bracket to specify what are you.
Okay, so you put the bracket and it depends on the compiler. Right? If the compiler requires a bracket, you have to put the bracket. Okay, so any other question?
No, sir.
-1.
Hmm?
There was a question about the -1.
Okay, what is the question on -1?
Well, you said something about 1's complement, right, sir? 1 তারপর সব 0 দিলে minus 128 দেওয়া হলো, right? কিন্তু ওইটার সব যদি 1 হয়ে যায়, মানে 1 1 1 1 1, তখন you said it'll be -1, মানে it'll go backwards, sir, মানে.
So what is 1? 1 is this, right?
No, I'm talking about -1.
This is 1, right?
Yeah.
So you take 2's complement. What is 2's complement? You make all 1. So this is 1's complement, and then you plus 1. So that's known as 2's complement.
Okay.
So that is how you get the minus. So this is 1, you take 2's complement, this is -1.
Oh, okay.
Is that clear?
Crystal clear, sir.
Okay.
স্যার আমরা এখানে এই কোর্সে স্যার কোন সফটওয়্যারটা ইউজ করব কোড করার জন্য?
ওটা আমরা এভিআর ইউজ হয়, এভিআর কোড ভিশন।
কোড ভিশন এভিআর করলেই হবে না?
হ্যাঁ,
I have a small question about code vision APR, sir.
What is the question?
It's pertaining to this. Will we use these function? Will we use functions like these? But in the embedded C, it only talks about code blocks and programming with C, not embedded C. So I'm wondering whether or not will we get any videos pertaining to embedded C, as in step-by-step tutorials, like the way we get it for C programming.
Yeah, C programming, that's the embedded C actually. I mean, that we are using only for programming the microcontroller. That's relevant to programming not the whole C. Whole C is very vast, right? So we learn only that much that is relevant to our programming the microcontroller, and we can call it embedded C.
Yes, I'm talking about that particular specialized region of C.
Sir, sorry for interrupting. Sir, we have class from 2, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible to leave the class now? And
Yeah,
sir,
so let me
I
take
think those things are in YouTube. What is Mashur asking?
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
searched.
Yes, sir. I have
You
a class.
certainly will get thousands of video in YouTube.
So we discuss only that is relevant to our course content.
Yes, sir.
So let's
Sir,
take
today will you
the
take
attendance
attendance?
first, then you can leave. Yeah.
All right, sir.
Roma Roy,
Yes, sir.
Osama Omais, Mushfiqur Rahman,
Present, sir.
Imtiaz Uddin,
Yes, sir.
Fayaz Ahmed,
Present, sir.
Abir Ahmed,
Yes, sir.
Mashrur Kabir,
Present, sir.
Asif Faisal,
Yes, sir.
Namira Tahsin, Asif Muhammad,
Present, sir.
Saim Hussain,
Yes, sir.
Ryan Rahman,
Present, sir.
Atokshe Islam,
Present, sir.
Syed
Present,
Nafiu
sir.
Hassan, Azharul Hussain,
Yes, sir.
Tanvir Mahmood.
Yes, sir.
Tanvir didn't provide your email address.
স্যার কোথায় দেওয়া লাগবে স্যার?
I shared the Google Sheet.
আচ্ছা
Didn't
স্যার, আমি
get the
এখনই দিয়ে দিচ্ছি স্যার।
Muazzul Islam,
Present, sir.
Salman Ahnaf,
Yes, sir.
Laila Khairun, Laila
Present,
Khairun,
sir.
Afsana Anjum, Afsana, Abrar Mahmood,
Present, sir.
Zubair Ahmed,
Sir,
Tamanna
Jubair
Islam.
Ahmed may be in Jubair Ahmed is present, sir.
Okay. Tamanna Islam,
Present, sir.
Ahnaf Atif,
Yes, sir.
Haji Muhammad,
Present, sir.
Eloy Chaudhuri,
Yes, sir.
Fahad Sharif,
Yes, sir.
Kutubuddin Baijid,
Sir, present.
Fahad Hussain,
Present, sir.
Anika Farzana,
Present, sir.
Faiza Zahin,
Present, sir.
Abdullah Al Jawad,
Present, sir.
Kazi Nafiur Rahman.
Present, sir.
Majidi Haq.
Present, sir.
Majidi, your email address is missing.
স্যার এটা স্যার ইমেল অ্যাড্রেসটা স্যার মানে আপনাকে কি স্যার মেল করে দিব স্যার?
Okay, that's fine. Niloy Chaudhary.
স্যার আমিও স্যার এটা স্যার আমি ফিল আপ করেছিলাম স্যার, মনে হয় স্যার সামনে স্যার অ্যাড হয়নি স্যার, আমি আবার স্যার এখনই ফিল আপ করে দিচ্ছি স্যার।
ও আচ্ছা, তুমি নিচে অ্যাড করেছো। আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, উপরে নিচে তুমি, তোমার নামটা তো উপরে আছে কিন্তু।
ও স্যার হ্যাঁ স্যার, আমি স্যার মনে হয় স্যার ভুলে আমি আবার নতুন করে স্যার হয়তো বা স্যার অ্যাড করে দিয়েছি স্যার।
স্যার স্প্রেডশিটে স্যার কোথায় দেওয়া আছে স্যার?
স্প্রেডটা শেয়ার করেছি, আমার তোমার হয়তো পাওনি, না পেলে আমাকে তোমার ইমেল করে দিও।
আচ্ছা স্যার।
Sir, Oshama Omar is present, sir. Oh, two from the top.
Two from the top, but your email address is missing.
Sir, I added my email address. It didn't
Where?
add.
No, it's not showing. It's not here.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
Namira Qasim present, sir. Sir, Namira Qasim.
Yes.
Sir, Afsana Anjum Anika.
Afsana Anjum present. Afsana Anjum, your email address also missing.
Okay, sir.
Afsana Anjum.
Sir, Namira Qasim.
Namira, where were you? This Namira. Afsana Anjum. I think I have marked you present. Okay, guys, you can leave now. Class is over.
স্যার
Yes.
স্যার ওই ইমেল অ্যাড্রেসটা স্যার মেবি স্যার আমি নিচে অ্যাড করার কারণে স্যার হয়তো স্যার আমি ক্লাসরুমের ইনভাইটেশনটা স্যার আমি পাইনি স্যার।
Okay, I'll add you.
ওকে ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। আসসালামু
alaykum. If you are not added to the Google Classroom, send me an email.
স্যার ইমেলটা কি স্যার মেইলে সেন্ড করবো নাকি স্যার চ্যাট বক্সে দিব স্যার?
No, in the email.
ওকে স্যার, ওকে স্যার, আমি আপনাকে স্যার মেইল করছি স্যার।
Yes, Mashur Kabir, what is?
There was an issue pertaining to my mail. I just wanted to check something, sir. আমার মনে হয় যে আমি ডিউ টু সাম গ্লিচ মানে আপনার ওখানে মেলটা হয়তো রিচ হচ্ছে বা স্প্যামে চলে যাচ্ছে নাকি, একটু সার্চ করতে পারবেন যে হ্যাভ ইউ গট মাই মেল বিকজ আই সেন্ড ইউ আ মেল বাট প্রবাবলি ইট মাইট নট হ্যাভ রিচড ইউ, মানে এটা একটু এখন একটু চেক করতে পারবেন, কারণ ইউজুয়ালি কয়েক সময় একটা গ্লিচ আমি শুনছি যে স্প্যামে চলে যায়, এর জন্য মানে ইয়েতে হয় না মানে।
Mashur Kabir. Yeah, I have your email. You sent today, right? At 11. Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
You're okay.
Okay, guys, that's all for today. Thank you and Allah
স্যার
Hafiz.
স্যার একটু যদি সময় দিতে পারতেন, আমি কিছু কথা জিজ্ঞেস করতে চাচ্ছিলাম আর কি।
কি ব্যাপারে?
মানে স্যার রেকর্ডিংটা অফ করে দিন স্যার।